This is Anya Jenkins for theSprout, and we're here with Christina Modestou, who's starring in the show The Last Mermaid. And could you tell us a little bit about your role in The Last Mermaid?
Yeah, I play one of the tender waves, which is sort of, there's three of us, and we are sort of the three fates, or if you were going to take it sort of, the writers sort of like to put it as, if you're going to take it to Disney, it'd be like the three fairies from Sleeping Beauty, like that sort of thing. But they've got a sort of dark side. They follow the story, and they shouldn't influence it, but they sort of do. And they're a little bit devious, and when their paths get crossed, they can get really sort of angry. But yeah, that's who I play.
Yeah. And do you associate yourself, like you're in your real life, with that role in any way?
I think you have to with every role as an actor or actress. I think you know your own experiences, so you only have them to draw from, really. I mean, you obviously do research and you find new things, but I think essentially whenever you're creating a character, it sort of comes from what you know first.
Right. So you're an actress.
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about your background, maybe?
Yeah, I've mainly done a lot of musical theatre. Okay. I just finished on the tour of Shrek.
Right.
That's what's been so lovely about this as well, is it's such an eclectic mix. We have like opera singers, we have sort of people who play in bands, we have musical theatre people, we have people who've never even walked on a stage before and done theatre, right. We have choir boys. It's literally such an eclectic mix of people that when everyone sort of sings together, it's actually quite special because it's a really unique sound. But yeah, my background mainly comes from musical theatre. So.
How do you feel about working in such a diverse team, working with Charlotte especially?
Oh, she's amazing. She's been so humble about, you know, her work, and Johnny and Sean creating this has just been impeccable, and we've been changing it constantly. Like, you know, things even changed today before the show, and if you'd seen the show on Monday, it was a completely different show to tonight. If you've seen the show Saturday, it was a completely different show from Monday, so it's constantly growing, constantly developing, and they care. Like Charlotte, Johnny, Sean, they all care so much about it, and they want it to be better, and if things aren't working, then we go back in the room and we change them. So it's been great. It's been bonkers, but it's been great.
So you do a lot of improvising during the shows?
Yeah, I mean, things have to be set, but I think there are a few things that are a little bit free, and things that do sort of change every night. But as long as you know where you hit your marks in certain places, you know, it's, a lot of the rehearsals were improvised because, you know, nobody really knew what we were creating. I think until we saw the set. I think once we saw the set, we sort of understood what we were making then, I think. And it sort of started coming together then, working on it and seeing the plastic and then getting this sort of underwater sort of feel.
So could you give us any examples of things that like changed maybe before tonight, or maybe like...
Yeah, so her transformation was completely different. We've now added in that sort of big scoop of the cloth to give it the impression that she's being sort of dragged under the sea, but yeah, that was completely different. I'm trying to think now what we've changed. We've changed so much. I think all of it has grown and developed, and I think it still will tomorrow. I think tomorrow, you know, but I think we found it now. Tonight we're almost there, you know what I mean? And I think we just need to own it now, and I think that started to happen tonight, so that was good.
So by the end of the tour it will be a completely different show?
Who knows? Who knows, it might stay the same, it might be different. So it just depends really, and I think if it does go on tour or whatever, when you take it into a different space, I think that will change as well, you know what I mean? Or if you get different people, or people who are available, who aren't available, it will change, and that's what's so lush about live theatre, and you know, things never quite stay the same, even if the show is the same every night. You know, you're seeing the same show. If you see it on a Wednesday, you see it on a Thursday, it could be, you know, you'll see different qualities, different things. And that's why live theatre is so much more exciting.
Yeah. Can I ask you a couple of questions about the show?
Yeah, of course.
So, I didn't quite understand when the show takes place, because some bits were obviously referring to the current problems that our society is facing, like environmental issues, things like that. But some bits were really like futuristic.
Yeah.
So is this the present? Is this the future?
I think it's the present showing the danger of the future. I think if we carry on polluting, I think we are polluting and have been for years. So technically, it's, you know, I don't think you can put a timeline on it. I think it's something that we are doing to the environment, and if we don't stop, then it's going to have a massive, and it already is having a massive effect on our world. So I feel like the issues are so current and have been for so long, but I don't think you can put like this was set in the 1920s, this is set in the future, it was just, and I feel like it was futuristic perhaps because of the effect of trying to be underwater, and I think a lot of it was quite ambiguous. Like we weren't set in a city, but we were trying to convey like emotions of a city. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay. So is this the main message of the show then? The environmental issues?
Yeah, and just to communicate with people, to not be so in our own worlds and so in our own problems that we forget actually, you know, there's a bigger picture, a massive picture. That, I think if we're kind to each other, there's no reason why this world can't be, you know, better.
Right, I agree. So I'm representing theSprout, and like I said, it's a magazine for young people. So could you give any advice for a young person in Cardiff? What would it be?
I think my advice would be, and if I could speak to myself maybe sort of 10 years ago, it would be don't question yourself, just do it because you can. You spend your life going, can I, or get rid of the fear, and just, if you want something, go out there and get it, and be humble and be kind along the way.
Yeah, thank you. I think this is a nice final point. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you as well.